a blast for the past like 10 or so videos I'm going to play and I'm explain to you. This is February 12th, 2012. I was trying to get, you know, the homies together on Verdi, and this goes back as like one of the last groups of thugs I was really hanging out with. So, you know, I was always Keyway from before that, but I was trying to, you know, do my little thing on Verdi, and I got betrayed by Hustler and them and, you know, and other people I don't want to bring up, you know, in this video. So clip.
I don't need my homeboys, but you need yours. That's why you was hiding, like a bitch, of course. I'm from 30 Block. You know how I do. Might be posted on trees or Chinook too. No matter where, it's in blue. And you know how I do. It's why the Woods didn't show up. They would have gotten fucked up by a real nigga, cuz. And that's what I claim. I'm not in it for the fame, but the glory. The world will remember my story, my battles and scars, and how I put it down, going hard, going far. I told you, you gotta reach for the stars. Reach out and do it well. Send your rivals the fuck to hell. That's how I do it. I don't snitch or tell. Nah, my shit is real.
Period, cuz. See how nigga coming hard, real nigga doing real things. Okay, this is like a couple months before I go to the psych ward. You can tell there's nothing wrong with me. I'm just a real nigga. That's when I, you know, okay, now this is why I'm in the psych ward. You under dig? And I actually published just after I got, almost like over a year after this video was taking place, this is published. So this is around August, late August or early September in the outpatients at La Selva. Now look at me. You're telling me that I'm better off like this than I was in that video. Now remember, in this video I've been on psych meds for, you know, since late July, and this was either late August or early September, so this is easily over 4 weeks. Just fucked up on antipsychotics and mood stabilizers, just tore up. Remember, I'm gonna tell you the truth no matter how bad I look. You dig? And this is Returning to Verdi. I believe this is published the same day, 2013, November 15. I come back, even though all the niggas had done this and that. You know, I was still trying to give them the benefit of the doubt, still trying to unite the Crips and so on. What?
So what had happened is, you know, the government had grouped people into places, low-income neighborhoods, projects. You know, that's why it's called a project, like Project Paperclip. It has to do with, you know, the banks and the pharmaceutical companies merging together, using corrupt cops and shrinks and racists and Ivy League schools to enforce social norms. And the ones who pay are the low-income people, the lower class. So, you know, the ones who see it tend to be the people who don't have a say. And that's why you need people like me who live in both worlds, you know, to really explain what's going on. You know, people like me and Bob Marley, you know, Frederick Douglass, were always the voice for these kind of people. You know, and it was always more appropriate to take the point of view of Marcus Garvey rather than the point of view of a bunch of bootlicking fucking cowards who wouldn't stand with me because they're a bunch of bitches. So then they ask you what kind of people did stand with me. You know, what kind of people stood with me in the past 20 years while I was taking on the system was Crip gang members, you know, and Norteños and people like that.
And Norteños, you see, so you can tell that I wasn't talking shit about them until they betrayed me. Ask yourself, why did one day I start talking shit about them? Because they actually did betray me, and the Grovers in Bohemian Grove, a lot of them would be dead right now, and I would be dead, and I would be a fucking hero if they hadn't betrayed me this year in late July 2015.
It wasn't a bunch of bootlicking snitches and cowards in the...
And they ended up being some of the bootlicking snitches and cowards.
System? No. It wasn't the institutional racism that helped society. It wasn't the white denial that helped society. It was the political activists and civil rights leaders and the people who held a point of view that was contrary to the standards, protocols, and policies being set by a bunch of pit.
And notice when this is being made, they're not saying nothing about nothing. You know, nobody's criticizing. You know, in 2012 there was a little disagreement, and you know, over the Sierra Lamar case with the Norteños. You might want to call it that. I don't know what you want to call it. I'll explain in the comments. I want to zoom through this. And when I was younger, there was little petty shit, like little disagreements over weed and little bitch-ass shit. Anyway.
It was the international financiers, the hate groups, the government, psychiatry, psychology.
Okay, so this is actually, let me go to the first one. This is the second protest at Valley Med. This is the first one.
As I get your shit, protesting the private sector patrol. I seen
By
a
myself,
sheriff and
cuz.
undercover cop standing outside with a badge. So here we go.
This is actually a protest in, I want to say, maybe early 2012, maybe 2011. Okay, same protest, same day. Protesting by myself with this sign. See that sign? And so when I get out, I know they're on my nuts. They're looking to take me back to the psych ward. So the first thing I say is peaceful protest. So they say, you know, they calm their nerves because they're watching me and they're plotting on me. The sheriff, you know, and them and the hospital security and the psych ward door is right there.
Gonna do this real fast. Protest, whatnot. Peaceful protest.
Peaceful protest, right? So here's the next protest.
This is security and police are showing up.
2000.
So I'm gonna have to end this protest.
Again, security and police show up before I even get out the fucking car. They were watching me at home or something. Before I even get out the car, you have police officers and security there. And they're not always there. They knew that I was gonna do this. They must have seen me make this in my room or under surveillance, whatnot.
By showing the sign to the cameras and to anybody who's around. And this is how it ends. See the camera over there? Make sure they all see. Make sure they all know that this is not a game. That we are watching them.
Yeah, that's right. I confronted you pussies. And what, cuz? And what? On your motherfucking doorstep, bitch. Punks. You understand me? You ain't scaring nobody, homie. I know damn well you have the power to take me back to the side where I wasn't scared, was I? I was in your motherfucking mix again, bitch. Again. Punks.
Thank you.
All right, anyway. So this one, I talk about, you know, this book. I recommend it. This guy, Robert J. Lifton, ironically, is associated with MK Ultra. He had, you know, he is affiliated in one of the institutions they did the experiments in. And so he talks about, you know, the Nazi doctors, and it does connect to what he's doing. You know, there's a lot of these Nazi-looking, you know, Knights Templars descendants. Supposedly they descend from the Knights Templars. I won't get into that. I'll get in the comments. Anyone gives a shit. You probably don't. Coming at the Illuminati. Oh, okay, this is back at Verdi. I come back to Verdi, Lo. This is yeah, this is January 1st, 2014.
To me, it's very sick that the government.
I'm on the block.
In a place we call, you know,
New Year's Day.
the safest city. You know,
Around
are practicing,
3 or 4
you know,
afternoon.
eugenics and psychiatry, and you know, and they're using the medical institutions to do it. You know, and it's really unfavorable.
This is
to
the
people.
day when off camera, when I'm crossing the street, this Asian guy affiliated with Santa Clara County Mental Health Services in La Selva tries to run me over in a van. You know, that's a fact. They can cry about, oh, there's no proof. That's a fact, and I'm gonna tell it how it is.
You know, who live in the different communities
I'm
that
in the back
surround
of
the
Verdi.
area.
In the back, on the
You
elbow.
know, and
Jose
they wonder
Figueres.
why there's crime, and you know, and there's things like this.
Blew up.
Because you know they created the environment where certain groups are more prone to failure, and other people take advantage of their, you know, proclivities to take advantage of loopholes in the system. You know, you get a bunch of scum working in places. You know, they say, oh, Cancer Care Institute. You know, when they created the problem in the first place. You know, who created all these problems in society? It's the products of Big Brother. And who suffers but the people who can't afford health care and all this stuff. And then they say, oh, Obamacare, so they can make you, you know, force you on psychiatric medications and use your own insurance company and their own policies to do so, you know? It's what happens when the people who understand the loopholes in the system take control of the system, the subsystems, and the cultures therein, and stifle dissent and silence all those who are trying to do the right thing. You know, when there are a bunch of unscrupulous cultural imperialists who, whether you're talking about, you know, South America, South Africa, West Africa, they're historically the scum. They historically have done the same types of shit, and they group people in the same types of places so they can put them under the same types of policy, which ultimately equate to the furtherance of the devil's agenda through Babylon's system, white social policy, white social norms, cultural imperialism, and the evolution of manifest destiny and the bunch of pale cowards that enforce it. Who I went on record saying, why don't they see me toe to toe? You know, they don't have an excuse for that. I said, okay, then see me in the fucking ring. We'll spar to prove my point. You know, they chop it up to a chemical imbalance when it's an imbalance in the mind, body, and soul. And they think that somebody like me, you know, with the power to stop them, is just gonna sit idly by and let the bad guys win. You know, and they think, oh, they're gonna have a bunch of cops and a bunch of cowardly pussies who work at psych wards and, you know, behavioral analysts, criminologists, psychiatrists, psychologists, all these cocksuckers, like they can beat me. When I'm the top brain surgeon in the world's sun, an active Crip gang member, and the type of motherfucker you don't fuck with.
Yeah, that's right.
No matter where the fuck you are and who the fuck you are.
And what? And on a very fucking New Year's Day, when everybody's awake, feeding for fucking alcohol and drugs, roaming around, I'm telling you how it is, nigga, this Crip. No one's saying nothing. No one, you don't hear say, no, you're not, or nigga, what? This is my hood. You don't hear none of that shit. You understand me? And I'm making the video. I'm not worried about it because that's how it was. Pussies. And you don't hear none of these Northerners. Northerners live there too. You don't hear none of these motherfuckers saying nothing. Nothing. You know, I'm at the Village in Morgan Hill by the Village almost every fucking day at the park. You don't hear nobody confronting, but they gang stalk me for the fucking New World Order, and they betray me before it's time to take out the New World Order. Whose side are they on?
It's sad what happened to, you know, Verdi. When I was younger, there actually was real niggas that lived here, real niggas.
Real ones.
Now it's a bunch of snitches, a bunch of scumbags. And they work with, you know, nurses and psych wards. They work with law enforcement. They've been caught working with the FBI.
Fed-loving bastards.
And then right up the fucking street, you have fucking La Selva corporate headquarters, or Momentum corporate headquarters.
Those bitches.
So, you know, it's the neo-Nazis corporate headquarters. It's right up the street, you know, off of White.
It's funny how that works, right?
But do any of these real niggas do anything about it? No.
All the
homeboys, there ain't real niggas anymore.
Besides San Jose, they don't do nothing about it.
No. Real niggas like me are last of a dying fucking breed.
The last, cuz.
We gotta take a stand against a bunch of unscrupulous fucking bald heads.
Straight up.
That have infiltrated our movement.
And Zion Nazis too, straight up. I'm telling it how it is. I'm going back to the block all the fucking time, making videos there. You know, it's what it is. You know, you don't see a nigga scared. And when I was playing in the turf, I'm in the turf. You understand me? I'm in the motherfucking streets. You understand me? And y'all already know about this one.
And I'm being persecuted for my political...
Y'all already know about this one. December 20th, 2013. Y'all already know, my nigga. Tell them.
I'm the top martial artist in California, and I'm being persecuted for my political views.
In America.
If you do not believe that I am the top martial artist in California...
In America.
I challenge you to a point sparring match.
Yeah, bitches.
Sportsmanlike conduct will be applied.
And what, bitches?
Generously, but you will still lose.
And they did lose.
And if you do not believe that I'm worthy, check my Temple of Eatfu list.
Check it,
I compare myself to the average red belt, average black belt, and I show you that I'm much more comparable to Bruce Lee or someone like that than the average black belt, average 50-degree black belt even.
Yep,
I can beat Brent Foster, whatever his name is, easily. I guarantee it.
I did that.
I challenge anyone who would possibly think in any way that they could possibly defeat me in the ring
3G,
to 10, point by point, 1 point at a time.
3 G's.
Full sparring gear. Nobody can. I guarantee you it. Nobody. But if you think you can, hey, feel free. Leave me a message. I have a couple counts. One's on Mechaloke.
I did that, you pussies. And fuck Gracie. We ain't wrestling. We ain't doing no gay shit like that. Thank you for putting that on the screen. See how he's like humping this motherfucker? Humping from the front, we ain't humping from the front or the back. And we ain't getting in diapers either and wrestling on fucking national TV, cuh. You understand me? We're doing this old school. We're doing this the way that shows the top martial artists in combat skills and self-defense, not the top nasty fucking boy at wrestling.